The night was heavy with silence. The moon hung above the castle walls, pale and cold like an unblinking eye. Inside the stone chamber, torches flickered. Their flames crackled softly, throwing restless shadows against the walls. In the center of the room stood a cage. Its bars were thick, twisted like blackened iron vines. Chains coiled around its base, as if the cage itself had been bound by fear. Inside sat Princess Elara. Her silk gown was torn at the hem. Her golden hair tangled, sticking to her damp cheeks. She pressed her hand against the cold bars. The chill stung her skin. Her breath came fast, sharp in the stillness. The air smelled of rust, ash, and something else, something damp like the earth of a grave. Elara's eyes darted across the chamber. The shadows seemed alive. Every corner whispered with movement. Her heart pounded, louder than the crackle of the flames. The sound of her own pulse filled her ears. She whispered to herself, trying to steady her trembling voice. "Who put me here?" No answer. Only the drip of water echoing somewhere deep in the dark. Suddenly, metal scraped. The sound came from behind the cage. Slow, deliberate. Elara froze. Her throat tightened. Her fingers dug into the iron bars. The scraping grew louder. Closer. A shape began to emerge from the shadows. Silent. The figure's face hidden beneath a hood. Elara's lips parted in fear. Her voice cracked as she spoke. "Why am I here? What do you want?" The figure stopped, and in the silence, she heard it breathe. Slow, steady sound. Too calm, too controlled. Then with one gloved hand, it touched the cage. The iron groaned under its grip. Elara flinched back, pressing herself against the far corner of her prison. Her heartbeat raced. The hooded figure leaned closer. She could feel its breath warm against the cold air. Then came a voice, low, whispering, almost human, but not. "You do not belong to the crown anymore. You belong to the cage." Elara's chest tightened. The words sank into her like claws. Her hands shook as she gripped the bars. The cage rattled faintly under her touch. The hooded figure circled slowly, boots scraping against the stone floor. Round and round, never looking away. The firelight caught the edges of the figure's cloak. It shimmered like scales, dark and wet. Elara tried to steady her voice. Her throat ached with every word. "You cannot keep me here. My father, he will find me." The figure stopped. The silence after her words pressed down like a weight. Then came a low chuckle, dry, hollow, as if it had echoed from inside a tomb. "No one will find you here." Elara's heart pounded harder. The chamber seemed to shrink around her. The walls pressed closer. She searched the cage, desperate. Every bar looked unbreakable. The lock, a black knot of iron. Her breath grew ragged. Tears blurred her vision. Suddenly, a sound broke the stillness. Clink. Something slid across the floor and stopped near the cage. Elara lowered her gaze. It was a small key. Rusted. Resting just beyond her reach. Her pulse surged. Her body pressed against the bars, stretching her hand through. Fingers straining, trembling. The hooded figure stepped closer. Its shadow swallowed the key. Elara froze. Her hand hovered inches away. The figure tilted its head slowly, and whispered again. "Do you want your freedom, princess? Or do you want to know why you were chosen for the cage?" Elara's breath caught. The choice struck her like a blade. Freedom or answers. Her trembling fingers curled back from the key. Her throat burned as she whispered. "Chosen? What do you mean?" The hooded figure leaned closer. Its presence filled the cage though it had never stepped inside. "You were not taken by chance," it hissed. "You were born for this." Elara shook her head violently. Her tangled hair fell across her face. "No, I am not yours. I am not part of this." The figure lifted its hand. For the first time, Elara saw the skin beneath the glove. It was not flesh. It shimmered like molten metal, etched with lines that pulsed faintly as if alive. Her breath hitched. The chamber's air grew colder. The torches sputtered, their flames shrinking. The figure pressed that strange hand against the bars. The iron hissed. Smoke curled upward where the skin touched. Elara stumbled back, pressing against the farthest corner. Her body shook, her heart hammering. The bars did not bend. The cage did not break. Instead, the iron glowed faintly. Symbols etched themselves across the surface. Circular, twisting, life. Elara's stomach churned. She could feel the symbols burning into her mind. They whispered without sound. The hooded figure spoke again, its voice sharp as glass. "You are not a prisoner, Elara. You are the key." Elara's body trembled. Her mind screamed for escape, yet the words of the figure coiled inside her like chains. Not a prisoner. Key. She shook her head, tears streaking down her face. "No, I will not be part of this. I am not yours to keep." Her eyes darted again to the small rusted key on the floor. This time she reached for it. Her fingertips brushed the cold metal. The hooded figure did not stop her. It only stepped back, retreating into the shadows. Its voice lingered, echoing from every corner of the chamber. "Unlock the cage, princess, and you will unlock the truth. But once it begins, it cannot end." Elara's hand closed around the key. It was heavier than she expected, as if it carried centuries of weight. She lifted it, heart pounding in her ears. Her breath came in shallow gasps. The lock loomed before her, dark and waiting. Her hands shook as she pushed the key forward, slid inside with a click. For a moment, the world held its breath. Silence. Stillness. The lock turned on its own. The bars quaked. The symbols along the cage burned brighter, filling the chamber with a searing glow. Elara cried out, shielding her eyes. The sound of metal shrieking tore through the air. When the light dimmed, the cage door stood open. The chains lay broken at her feet. But the chamber was empty. The hooded figure was gone. Only the echo of its final words remained, curling through the silence like smoke. "You are free, princess. But freedom has a price." Elara stepped out of the cage. Her bare feet touched the cold stone floor. Every sound seemed louder now, every shadow deeper. She raised her eyes toward the dark hallway that stretched beyond the chamber. Her future was no longer certain. She had escaped the cage. But the truth of what she had unlocked had only just begun.